today am going to be talking about a popular topic, a recurring question when it comes to business owners, and that is how much should I pay myself? How should I pay myself? And so we're going to be getting into that. I recently just did a two-part series on best practices for financial management for small and mid-sized businesses. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull this up right here, which is the 9 parts of it. And so today I'm going to be talking about one part of that, which is, avoiding sinkholes. And, this video is not about, this, going through these 9 steps. It's very robust, as you can see. It's a lot, but I encourage you, if you like this, you want to hear more, to go ahead and find that video. I'll post a link also below and watch the whole thing. We go through all of these 9 steps. Okay, we're live right here, so I need to turn off my phone. People are calling. I'm a CPA, so the phone never stops. The emails never stops, is what they say. Okay, guys, so let's get into that. I think this is important, and I'm going to take. I think most people take an angle that is financially based, tax based, and I think that is not a wrong angle. But like life, there are there is multiplicity, right? In life, I have kids that I need to consider. I have a wife. I have friends. I have my business, and business is the same way. I'm going to, as you listen to me talk more and watch some of the other content that I produce, you're going to hear that a lot. It's not or, it's and. And when it comes to compensation, you have to factor in that multiplicity. You have to consider everything. Taxes. How do you manage taxes? Are you are you disciplined when it comes to taxes? Lifestyle. What does your lifestyle look like? Do you need 100,000? Do you need 200,000? So there are a lot of different things, and I'm going to try to touch all of those things. When it comes to compensation for for yourself, it's not a science. It's both an art and a science, and you're going to see that as we get into this today. Now, the one thing I want to point out is that you do need to pay yourself something. And I understand that businesses are at different stages. And if you're just a startup and maybe you're not at that point where you can pay yourself something consistently or something that is equitable and reflects what you're doing for the business, but you want to get there as soon as possible. Because I think that this is important for your peace and for the prosperity of your business. So let me tell you why this is a pitfall. I showed you here a little bit about in our system called The Way, which is a business financial operating system. And I showed that avoiding a sinkhole means paying ourselves appropriately. And let me show you why. This is what happens. It's going to be an interactive video. I'm going to show you why this is important. Okay. This is lifestyle. This represents your lifestyle. How much does it take to support your lifestyle? This represents business income and profit. Now, kind of redundant when you just say business profit. All right, this is what happens. Where is my home? Okay. So this is actually what happens. This is real life. My experiences, I've been doing this since 2012, been a CPA, but I actually interned in 2011 at KPMG. So I've been around a little bit. Now, here's what happens. You start off, business profits generally grow. So what I've noticed is that, the growth curve looks like this: super fast growth, and then it kind of levels off, right? That's the S curve. That's not a new idea. But that's also what I see. About year 1, year 2, struggle, year 3, you see that big old kick up to year 5, then you start seeing this level off, and then this is when the business needs to decide what's the next thing that they're gonna do. But here's what happens. So business profit is going. Now what's happening? Lifestyle is also increasing. So as business profit is increasing, lifestyle is increasing. Here's a problem with that. Business profit looks like it's linear. It looks like it's going to continue in this path that it's always going on. But what are we talking about now? So it's November 16th, 2022, and right now we're hearing recession, recession, recession. And this is what happens sometimes. So as this is going up, so we have a recession, boom. The problem with that is your lifestyle doesn't go back down. It's very hard to move down in lifestyle expenditures. It's hard. Once you've gone up, it's continuously expanding, especially when you're having kids and you're growing. It continuously expands. So that's reality. And then when this happens, you have issues, you have problems. And so when it comes to how you should pay yourself, or what you should pay yourself, you start with, well, what does my lifestyle look like? Because if your lifestyle, if it takes $100,000 to support your lifestyle and all you have coming in is income from business, well, where is this coming from? It's either coming from debt, which is non-taxable, or it's most likely coming from profit. So if it's coming from profits, this is profit here. In most cases, this is profit. So we need to be planning for taxes at a minimum for this amount here. And that's why I say, well, there's a lot of considerations because let's just say you're an entity type that can take non-taxable distributions. Pay yourself a small salary and take non-taxable distributions. Well, okay, maybe in that person, we feel comfortable with having a lower salary, taking distributions, and then depositing the taxes for this amount here quarterly. But maybe we don't feel confident that this person is financially disciplined, that they're not going to account for their taxes appropriately and consistently, and we're going to give them this 100,000. They're going to spend the amount that they should put away for taxes. In that case, then we might just say, "Hey, pay yourself a W-2 with all the taxes, assuming that it's permissible." So we start here. And we obviously factor in the rules and all these other things, but again, I'm being practical. It's not a linear thing. It's not step 1, step 2, step 3. It's what is everything that we need to consider. Now let's back into where we need to go. But the one thing that I want you to take from this is you need to pay yourself consistently for what you do. This is what you do. And what you do equals lifestyle. And let me tell you something. Your lifestyle is going to expand to this. And so if we do it that way, let's just say, now let's X this out and call this salary or guaranteed payment. Now this is gonna not move, you're not gonna have this curve like that. What you're gonna have is a more steady pace, right? Therefore, your lifestyle is also going to expand at that rate. You see? As opposed to, see, this difference between this here is we're making good money, so let's go buy bigger homes. Let's go buy a new car. Let's expand. And this is trouble, especially when this happens. So that's why I always say, look, let's start when I'm sitting down with the business owner. I like to get to know them. I like to get to know what their lifestyle looks like. I try to figure out, are they good when it comes to financial discipline? Am I going to trust them to put taxes aside? Are we going to be in a situation? And I'm factoring all that in. But the one point I want to say is, look, here's what's going to happen. If you don't do this, you're going to be in the situation where your lifestyle is expanding at the speed of your income, and then unfortunately, when your business income decreases, your lifestyle is not going to decrease at that same rate, and so you're going to be in trouble. So, how much should you pay yourself? What should you factor in? Factor in what is my personal what does my personal lifestyle cost? What are my options? That's what I was talking about, salary versus distribution. I trust myself with taking care of taxes. I mean, these are some questions, right? It's like I said, not just scientific. It's also there's also an art part about it, and that's what I'm trying to express. But the main point, again, emphasize. I want you to get this into your head is to get to a point where you're paying yourself for what you do for the business consistently. That is adequate enough to support your lifestyle and does not necessarily ebb and flow with your business profits. Because if you don't, remember this picture right here. Remember that as my profits grow, my lifestyle grows, we are not sure about the future. I also, in the way we talk about this is the compensation of what you do. Now, obviously, if you pay yourself for what you do, there's going to be excess, and that's the part where you get paid for what you own. And that's a different piece, it's a different part. And I covered that in the way. We're not going to get into that now. The main thing I want to point out to you that if you're not doing this, let's start doing this already. Most of our clients are already doing this. The ones that aren't, we want to get them there. There's an adjustment, there's some coaching, there's some consulting that has to take place as we are advocates and evangelists for these ideas. More peace, more profits. This is a big part of it. If you don't, there are sinkholes and there are obstacles in the future. And if we do have a recession, that's when people will start experiencing it. Okay, guys, God bless.